Tobilab from the Accounting Club, where we enable you and your business to succeed. Very quickly, I want to go over some business and employer news. So July 6th is the deadline to have your P11Ds submitted if you are an employer. What is a P11D? A P11D is a filing that you have to complete where you have employees who have had additional benefits. So usually things that have not been paid for in the form of salary or expense reimbursements. So as an example, private medical insurance, gym memberships, company car, any additional benefit over and above an employee's salary, an employer need to report that on a P11D and issue the employee with a P11D statement as well that shows them this benefit they have received and the cash equivalent. So national insurance is payable on that benefit. The employer pays employer national insurance and the employee pays income tax on that benefit. So you need to, as an employer, you need to complete and file this before the 6th of July. And you need to also make the payment before the 19th of July or 22nd of July if paying electronically to avoid late filing penalties. I think from April 2027, things like this will have to be reported through the payroll. So P11D is being it's been erased, it's been phased out. So employers will no longer need to complete P11D or report benefits on the P11D. You will have to include it into the payroll process and deduct the taxes from then on. So that's on P11Ds. We've just ended the month of June 2025. So if you are a limited company and your financial year ends on 30th June 2025, you will have up to the 31st of March 2026 to prepare and file your company's accounts to Companies House. This will be for the period 1st of July 2024 to the 30th of June 2025. So this is where you need to start preparing your bookkeeping. If you're not doing it on the go, your bank statements, your bookkeeping paperwork, you need to collate all of that, send them over to your accountant, or you do it yourself so that your accounts can be prepared. So you have 9 months to prepare and file your accounts to avoid late filing penalties. If you're going to have corporation tax to pay, and that tax will be due for payment on or before the 1st of April 2026, and the corporation tax return is due to be filed on or before the 30th of June 2026. So for corporation tax return, you have 12 months to file. Corporation tax payment, you have 9 months and 1 day. And for filing to Companies House, you have 9 months. And this is also a good time to check to check the balance of your director's loan account so you can take appropriate action. If the balance on your director's loan account is overdrawn, is more than £10,000, then you may be subject to additional tax. I'm going to talk about director's loan, overdrawn director's loan in a separate video. VAT returns. So VAT returns, most companies complete VAT returns on a quarterly basis, right? So if you are reporting your VAT on a quarterly basis for the quarter, April, May, June, April 2025, May 2025, and June 2025, you have up to the 7th of August to prepare and file your VAT returns. So if you are always in a position where you have a VAT repayment, this is where you have paid more VAT than you have collected, right? You will have a repayment. It's usually a good idea to submit your VAT returns on time, so that you can get that money back into your bank account to improve your cash flow. All right, so moving on very quickly, we have a number of changes that Companies House is implementing. So if you go onto Companies House website, you would see changes to UK company law, and there are quite a few changes that are ongoing that they are trying to introduce on here. One of which is identity verification. So in relation to identity verification, you can go to Companies House, click on that report there, Companies House starts to verify identities, scroll down to identity verification, and then on this one here, verify your identity for Companies House, and then read the instructions and then follow that link to verify your identity. So once you verify your identity, you will get a personal code which you need to keep or send to your accountant for future use. This is more or less an additional identifier such as your NI number. Your accountant can also do this for you. So accountants can be registered as an authorized corporate service provider. We are an authorized corporate service provider, and we can help verify your identity on your on Companies House on Companies House behalf. So you don't need to worry if you don't want to do this yourself, but I think I would recommend you do it anyway, even if you want your accountant or solicitor to do it. As accountant, anyway, we do need to verify your identity regardless. So that's one of the changes. The other change I would like to focus on would be on changes to accounts. All right, so from the 1st of April 2027, Companies House is going to make it mandatory to file accounts using the software. I mean, if an accountant or agent already does your account, they already use software. But we have a few people that still submit the accounts by themselves. You will no longer be able to do so from the 1st of April 2027, and you will need to use a software. So if you are not using an accountant, then you need to start thinking about how you're going to file your accounts from 1st of April 2027. You still have a very good time to plan ahead of that. And if you happen to be an accountant and you're using the gov.uk website to file accounts, it's time to think of your strategy and choose a software. And then the other bit of change is on the content of accounts. So presently, small and macro entities can submit only a balance sheet, right? A balance sheet is more or less a statement of your financial position, assets and liabilities, and it gives you a summary. And at the end of the day, we use that to work out what your net worth is or your net assets and liabilities. So you can, at present, you can only submit balance sheets, but from the 1st of April 2027, your account will need to include a profit and loss account. So this means that lenders, um, partners, friends, cousins, nephews, customers, suppliers, anyone can see how much your company is actually making in terms of turnover, can see how much your company is actually spending in terms of expenses. And so they are trying to make it more, they're trying to improve, increase scrutiny on businesses and make businesses a bit more transparent. Those are the changes that I want to talk about on here. So if you need help with accounting, we can help you with that. Feel free to contact me and I'll be happy to talk about that with you. Once again, Toby Lab from the Accounting Club, where we enable you and your business to succeed.